Welcome, Gunrunner.
Hello everybody, Kieran aka the Laird here, and I have another new video for you this week, as always on a Wednesday, where I often do a book review, as you probably know. But just recently I did a video looking at Sega catalogues instead, which went down quite well, and got me thinking about some other ones I could do. I did do in the past, a long time ago, one on Atari catalogues, and when I started thinking about that one and the more recent Sega one, I'll link the both videos up in the top corner. So I'll link the Sega one up there for you first while I'm talking about that one, if you didn't see that one. But yes, it got me thinking when I thought back, and I watched the Atari catalogues video I did again, and noticed that the video was just concentrating on catalogues from Atari themselves. I didn't feature any catalogues of third-party publishers. So I thought it would be really cool to do a follow-up to that Atari catalogues video, which I will now link up in the top there, with, for those who haven't seen it, with one looking at third-party catalogues. So I've got a small stack of ones that I've accumulated over the years here from various different people, and I think they're quite nice to look at. So I thought it'd make a change from the usual book reviews. I do actually still have a few book reviews that I need to get up, so there will be more coming. As a nice background there, I've put my own Atari 2600, my lovely mint, almost mint boxed Woody, that actually has appeared on the cover of Retro Gamer magazine. Actually, long before I even started writing for them, it appeared on there. So let's start off with a biggie. So Activision. If you think third party Atari 2600, you think Activision, don't you? And this is a funny little one actually, because that's the cover, but as you'll see, it folds out. So and then the other side does the same. It folds out as well. And this is a European catalogue. In fact, I think all of the ones I've got are. So if you're an American Atari fan, this might be more interesting to you, because you're probably going to see stuff you've never seen before. And you'll notice on a lot of these catalogues there is more than one language, and that's one reason why you know that they're European. So let's start off on this side, shall we? So we've got Space Shuttle, Pressure Cooker Decathlon. So it says by par von da por. Obviously down the bottom there, it's all got it in different languages as well. It's got video game catalogue in different languages. So there for the Atari 2600, and then in the middle there says Atari Home Computers. So River Raid, Kaboom, and Robot Tank. I like that with the Atari 8-bit versions of the Activision games, they changed the box art. The River Raid art is really cool. That Kaboom one with the actual guy with the bomb is great. As opposed to sort of the stylistic drawings of the Atari 2600 games. There's some more for the 2600. Robot Tank, Enduro, one of my all-time favourite Atari 2600 games there. River Raid, in fact you can see the difference there if you compare the two River Raid covers, which is interesting. Obviously that's the stylistic drawing, and then the much more realistic looking Atari 8-bit art. That's kind of like to kind of make it more serious, I suppose. I did actually do a video recently looking at the console versions of River Raid. Actually, there is quite a bit of difference between the 2600 and 5200 versions. So I'll actually link that in case you're interested. But Plaque Attack there as well. Probably one of the lesser known 2600 titles by Activision. Really good though, actually. Really addictive little shooter. I think it's very underrated. Keystone Capers, of course, which a lot of people love. You'll notice as well, actually, I mentioned before I turn it over, is the screenshots. They're obviously not real screenshots. They're drawings, blatantly. There's some of them are a bit over the top as well, like this River Raid one. Got to show you that, because look at that. Look how over the top they've gone with that drawing. It's quite funny, really. What have we got on the other side? So there we go. We've got more Atari 2600. So we've got Oink, Pitfall, Megamania, Spider Fighter, Sequest, Love Sequest. One of my favourites, actually. Another one that I feel is really underrated. Chopper Command, Star Master, Bridge, Ice Hockey, Skiing, Tennis, Freeway, Kabooms. There's the obviously completely different art to the Atari 8-bit version. Stampede, good fun game. I like Stampede. Good for a little blast every now and again. And then they've actually got some there in television titles in the end. So again, they've changed the box art again for the Intellivision. They weren't lazy. They did completely different art for all their different versions. So Beam Rider, Happy Trails, Pitfall, and Stampede. And this catalogue, by looking at the bit down there in the bottom of the corner, dates from 1983. So pretty much just as the video game crash was hitting North America and decimating the market over there. So after Activision, who do you think of for third-party Atari 2600 games? I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be Imagic, isn't it? Or iMagic, some people say. I've never been sure if it's supposed to be pronounced iMagic or Imagic. I've always said Imagic, and I have an Imagic catalogue. So there we go. Corner's a little bit bent over, so let me just get it. There we go. I've got cats hanging around as well, so I'm surprised if one of them walks into the video in a moment. But this is video game cartridges for the Mattel and Atari. So it's both, a bit like the Activision one. So this is also, although it doesn't look like it from the cover, it's also a fold-out. Rather than being a flip catalogue, it's a fold-out one. So again, double-sided. So we'll have a look at that. So first of all, we've got Imagic cartridges. So these are in television. Yes, they are. So we'll have a look at them anyway, even though this is supposed to be an Atari video. But maybe I'll brand it as both actually. Swords and Serpents. Demon Attack. I like the television version. It's different because it has the boss, which the 2600 version didn't have. I think the Atari 8-bit version has that, and the Commodore 64 as well actually. Atlantis, probably my favourite Imagic game actually, Atlantis. I love Atlantis, really cool take on Missile Command, which I also loved. I can play that for hours. Beauty and the Beast, and Microsurgeon, a bit of a cult classic, that one. And there's actually a little form there, look, you can fill out to join their Numb Thumb Club. So you can put in the games and send it off and all that. Actually, this seems to be a... that's a US address on that, so I think this was in a PAL game, I'm pretty sure it was. But it does seem to be an American catalogue. So, join us on the back of that as well. Demon Attack, Trick Shot, yeah. Different art, looks different to the ones that I've got. Yeah, different box art to what it actually shows on the catalogues. This is our Atari 2600 cartridges. So, Demon Attack there, Star Voyager, Trick Shot. Riddle of the Sphinx, really unique looking game that. I think because it uses a white backdrop, which you don't really see very often in Atari 2600 games. Of course, Cosmic Arc, probably one of the greatest games on the 2600 and exclusive as well. Never came out anything else, which a lot of people don't seem to realise. Firefighter, 2600 Atlantis, which is brilliant. All the versions of it are brilliant. I've got this video game storage centre. Look at that. How cool is that? So you put your VCS in it and your cartridges along the side, and it still has that wood grainy look along the front. Absolutely brilliant. And that was a cover, of course. Okay, what have we got next then? What about Parker Brothers? They were pretty big, weren't they, as far as third-party publishers go? And there we go. This is a multi-language European catalogue, as you can see. They hate to let you win. Parker Brothers, some great art there at the top there, kind of montage of all their games together. Actually included in this, I'll just show you this first, actually a kind of warranty card with an address in London that you can send it back to. Already has your postage paid on it, unless you're abroad. So you can fill in all that and register to join their Parker Brothers Club. But let's get the catalogue. Again, there seems to be a common theme here. It opens up. They all seem to do this. I don't know why they're all like this. Rather than being, separate pages, they all open up into these long form catalogues. So there we go. So let's have a look at what we've got. Let's start with this side. So obviously introducing you to Parker in just about every language. So we go English, German, French, Dutch, Spanish, Italian. Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, absolute classic game. Spent so much time playing that growing up. Frogger, of course, which I think the Atari 2600 version is absolutely brilliant. I think they did a really good job with that. Really impressive conversion, very, very playable. Love Frogger. Spider-Man, another favourite of mine from my youth. In fact, I did a video recently on Atari 2600 exclusives, which actually had Cosmic Arc in it, which I talked about a minute ago. And I put Spider-Man on that video as well, because I don't think it's not the best game in the world, but I've got great memories of playing it when I was a kid, and also it was the first licensed Marvel game, so it's pretty important from that perspective as well, you know. So I've got that there. Amidal, Super Cobra. That's not the 2600 version there though. There, the Condus a bit there. That looks like the arcade. It's not even the Atari 8-bit version. I'm guessing it wasn't programmed yet, maybe when they produced this catalogue. Jedi Arena, which I don't remember looking much like that either. And Reactor. So there's some quite liberal use with a couple of those games there. So join the Parker Video Games Club. Let's grab another one. Randomly in here, I'll just show this. I couldn't find a CBS catalogue, but I do appear to have a CBS guarantee card. That, funny enough, it used to live quite near to where that was. Which is a shame I didn't live there when they were actually there. Yes, this has actually been filled in. So this person was filled in by Miss Amanda Scott. She has very neat handwriting, and she lived in Bradford. And she registered with Carnival. Favourite coin-operated arcade game, Amidal. And her favourite TV programme was Dallas. And she liked arcade games and strategy games. So yeah, interesting seeing something like that. Date of purchase, 11th of August 1983. Cool look back in time. I wonder what Amanda Scott is doing now. Okay, Spectra video. Probably not an obvious one you'd expect to see. Again from 1983. It's another catalogue from 1983. And again, as has been the theme with these, it's one that opens out. All of them are like this. In fact, I think every single one I'm reviewing in this video is like this. I've got one more to go after this, and that's the same. So yeah. Whereas all the Atari ones were all, you know, paged rather than being opening out. So let's have a look at this one then. Meet the challengers. There, Gangster Alley. Quite a cool little game actually, kind of like an early attempt at doing like a target shooting crosshair game. Planet Patrol. Not a bad shooter, Planet Patrol. Cross Force. I actually really love Cross Force, and Super Cross Force even more on the Telegames. But I think Cross Force is a really underrated game. I wrote an article on hidden gems for Retro Gamer magazine on the 2600, and I included Cross Force in that article actually, because I feel it's so underrated. Tapeworm, which is actually a pretty decent game. This was actually in Tapeworm, this catalogue. It's a nice kind of take on the old Snake formula. China Syndrome, which is a bit crap. It's not particularly good. Nexar, which I actually am quite a big fan of Nexar. I had it growing up and I really liked it. Game's very short, so it's a quick blast to try and get the high score. It's alright. What we got on the other side? So, yeah, Master Builder. I'm not sure if that one came out. Doesn't ring a bell. I certainly haven't played it. Might have to look that up now. Galactic Tactic as well. There. I don't think that came out either, because that doesn't ring a bell. It's available in winter 82, though the catalogue seems to be from 83, so that's strange. Mangia. That did come out, but I think it's really, really, really rare. It got a really limited release, if I remember rightly. It's a really strange game as well, if I remember rightly. And then obviously an advert for quick shot joysticks, because Spectra Video made those as well as games. Are probably best known actually for their joysticks. I've got a few Spectra Video joysticks, quick shot ones, quite a few of them in fact. Okay, so the last one is Telegames. So this is a UK Telegames catalogue, I think, or is it a multi? It's got both. So actually, it is UK. I'll show you actually on the back. So it's got Telegames purchase seal, and then there it's got the address of Telegames UK and Telegames USA, who of course are still going, still in those same locations, and still Telegames UK still sell mail order to this day. You can still buy Atari 2600 games from them to this day. And Telegames USA, actually, who stopped doing the mail order stuff quite some years ago and seems to just concentrate on making card games for like the DS and 3DS and stuff, have actually gone back to selling some of the old games. They've done re-releases, I think, of some of the Jaguar games and PlayStation 1 games. They've been selling them on eBay, I noticed recently, which is quite interesting. They obviously saw how much money Telegames UK were making out of it, and decided to do that. The UK Telegames are the original Telegames. The USA branch came later, in case you're wondering. I wrote a whole article on their history for Retro Gamer magazine and interviewed the man who set it up in the first place, Pete Mortimer at Telegames UK. So we go, introducing Telegames game cartridges. So there's an older design there and a more modern design on the left-hand side there. And anyone who's into 2600 games will notice that they look almost identical to M Network games. And that's because they pretty much are. Because what happened was, when M Network pulled out of publishing games for home systems, all systems, Telegames brought up the rights to all of their 2600 games, so they could re-release them with their own logo. But they left the box art almost identical. So they literally just swapped out the logos, which is quite interesting. So on the inside here, that's the outside. We've seen all the outside, so just show you the inside. So here we go. Interestingly, it says Burger Time available soon. And I remember when I got this catalogue when I was a kid, when I ordered some stuff from Telegames, and I saw the Burger Time coming soon, and got excited because I enjoyed Burger Time as a game. I really liked it, but never saw it anywhere. And I don't even remember Telegames having it either. I don't know if I tried to order it or not, but I generally bought most of my games from shops, so I did order some stuff from Telegames as well. But I did like going into a shop, you know, to pick it up off the shelf, and just never saw it anywhere. So shame. Bump and Jump, brilliant. Love Bump and Jump, real favourite of mine. Kung Fu Super Kicks, rather strange screenshot where everything seems to have turned blue. Frustrating, but I really liked it when I was a kid. Actually, Kung Fu Super Kicks. It's a re-release of Chuck Norris Super Kicks by Zonox, because Telegames re-released some Zonox stuff as well, not just M Network. I loved it back then. Play it now, not quite so good. But I suppose there's not many kind of beat 'em up games on the 2600s. It's quite a novelty. Astro Blast, of course. Frogs and Flies, Night Stalker, great game. Love Night Stalker. See, Astro Blast has a lot of fans. It's alright. I'm not mad on it though. Night Stalker, I love. Super Challenge Football, meh. Lock and Chase looks like crap. Really ugly game, but plays well. Quest for Quintana Roo, which seems to get a lot of hate, but I think it's really good. It's a really deep adventure game for the 2600, and I bought that game when I was a kid and absolutely loved it. Really did. And then what else we got? Super Challenge Baseball. Deadly Discs, of course, which is a real favourite of mine. I absolutely love Deadly Discs. So good. And television version is even better, actually. Space Attack. Glacier Patrol. Another, actually, I think, really underrated game. Exclusive to 2600, a bit of a hidden gem. And that was a Telegames game. Same as Quest for Quintana Roo, actually. They were their own games. They developed those. Actually, the company called Sunrise developed them. And Sunrise became Telegames USA, so that's the connection there. Armor Ambush, love that game, so much fun playing that against my brother when we were kids. Really good, so much better than Combat. Same kind of game as Combat, but much better. International Soccer, which is a decent attempt at a football game, but it's 2-player only. It's probably the best attempt, actually. And then on the back, we just have a few more. So we've got Adventures on GX12, which is Adventures on Tron. It's the same game, just slightly rebranded. Same as Deadly Disc, where they removed the Tron park, so obviously didn't want to pay Disney. It's a decent game. Air Raiders, which actually, It's funny because there's Air Raiders there, but Telegames re-released it under the title Bogey Blaster. There's Bertie. I said one of my cats would turn up, didn't they? Yeah, they re-released that as Bogey Blaster. Never understood why. Maybe it's because there's an arcade game called Air Raiders. I think there is actually. Maybe that's why. And Star Strike, of course, down the bottom there. Quite cool little kind of 3D shoot 'em up. And that's all of the Telegames catalogue. And that's it. That's all the third-party catalogues. Something a bit different, something interesting to look at. I hope you enjoyed my look at third-party Atari catalogues. And I'll see you all again for another video very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.